In a cinematic landscape dominated by flashy blockbusters and high-profile awards, certain films quietly fade into obscurity, often unjustly overlooked. One such film is Chattahoochee, 1989, a powerful drama that brings together harrowing real-life events, social justice, and one of Gary Oldman's most exceptional yet underappreciated performances. The film, which tells the true story of Emmett Foley, an American war hero who fights to reform the broken mental health system, is not only a deeply moving narrative, but also a testament to Oldman's unparalleled talent as an actor. Chattahoochee is based on the real-life experiences of Emmett Foley, a decorated Korean War veteran who, after returning from the horrors of combat, struggles with severe post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. In a moment of despair, Foley attempts suicide, which leads him to be institutionalized in Chattahoochee State Mental Hospital. Once inside, Foley encounters unspeakable conditions, patients being mistreated, abused, and neglected by an indifferent system. Despite his own fragile mental state, Foley becomes an unlikely hero, documenting the abuses he witnesses and fighting to bring reform to a broken institution. The film's historical roots are crucial to understanding its significance. During the mid-20th century, mental health facilities in the US were often underfunded, overcrowded, and rife with abuses, a reality many chose to ignore. By portraying Foley's fight against systemic injustice, Chattahoochee highlights a dark chapter in American history, one that deserves to be remembered for its tragic and transformative impact. At the heart of Chattahoochee is Gary Oldman, delivering what is arguably one of the most emotionally charged and nuanced performances of his career. Oldman portrays Foley as a man shattered by war, struggling with inner demons yet driven by a profound sense of moral duty. The depth of Oldman's performance is staggering. He conveys Foley's vulnerability and rage with a raw intensity that few actors can match. Oldman's performance stands out not only for its emotional power, but for its restraint. He never overplays Foley's anguish, opting instead for a more internalized approach, which makes his character's suffering all the more poignant. Whether it's the quiet moments of reflection, the haunting scenes of isolation, or the desperate cries for justice, Oldman brings a profound authenticity to the role. In doing so, he transforms Foley from a passive victim to a relentless fighter, a man who refuses to be crushed by an unjust system. What makes Oldman's performance even more compelling is his ability to disappear into the role. Despite his well-documented versatility, this role sees him immersing himself so deeply into the character of Foley that it is easy to forget the actor behind the performance. His physical and emotional transformation is a testament to his dedication to the craft. From his despondent posture to his wounded gaze, Oldman creates a fully realized portrait of a man on the edge of collapse, yet paradoxically at the forefront of reform. Despite the film's significant message and the strength of Oldman's performance, Chattahoochee remains a largely overlooked piece of cinema. This is surprising, particularly considering Oldman's later comments on the film. In a candid interview, Oldman himself acknowledged that Chattahoochee was one of his finest performances, even going so far as to say that the film was underrated in comparison to his more well-known work in Sid and Nancy, 1986, in which he portrayed the infamous punk rock icon Sid Vicious. In Oldman's words, Sid and Nancy was overrated, while Chattahoochee was an example of really good work that had gone underappreciated. This comparison is telling. While Sid and Nancy was a critical and cult success, showcasing Oldman's raw energy and rebellious edge, Chattahoochee represents a more layered and complex performance. It is one thing to portray a larger-than-life punk icon spiralling into self-destruction, and quite another to embody a quiet, broken man who finds the strength to challenge an entire institution. The undervaluation of Chattahoochee could be attributed to its release at a time when it was overshadowed by more prominent films, or perhaps its somber subject matter made it less accessible to mainstream audiences. Regardless, the film's importance lies in its ability to address serious social issues while offering an intimate portrayal of a man's psychological struggle. What truly elevates Chattahoochee, beyond mere cinematic storytelling, is the real-world impact of Emmett Foley's efforts. His fight to expose the inhumane treatment of patients at Chattahoochee State Mental Hospital eventually led to significant reforms in the mental health system. The film, therefore, serves as both a character study and a call to action, shedding light on the often ignored plight of mentally ill individuals trapped in a cruel and dehumanizing system. Foley's story is one of resilience and hope amid unimaginable adversity. It is a reminder of how one individual can spark change, even when the odds seem insurmountable. Through his character, Oldman captures the spirit of a man who, despite being worn down by his personal battles, discovers a greater purpose in advocating for those who cannot fight for themselves. The understated heroism of Foley's story is what makes Chattahoochee so emotionally resonant and deserving of more recognition. Chattahoochee may not have received the widespread acclaim it deserved upon its release, but it stands as a powerful and thought-provoking film that continues to resonate. Gary Oldman's performance as Emmett Foley is a masterclass in acting, showcasing his ability to tap into the human psyche and deliver a portrayal that is both heartbreaking and inspiring. In today's world, where mental health issues are finally being discussed more openly, Chattahoochee feels especially relevant. The film's message about the need for compassion and reform in mental health care is as urgent today as it was when the real-life Emmett Foley took on the system. It is high time this underrated gem is given its due, not only for Oldman's exceptional performance, but also for its brave exploration of the human condition and the fight for justice.